now we have Joel Miller from Miller Pest and Termite. Hi, Joel.
Hi, Misty.
Hi. Tell me a little bit about Miller Pest and Termite and your background and what your company does.
Yeah, so my dad started the company back in 2001, and I joined about 10 years ago, and the rest is kind of history. But we do pest control, termite, bed bugs, a little bit of everything, I guess. So.
Oh, great. So when someone calls, is it because they have a specific problem generally?
Usually, all of our current customers, they've previously had a company, or they tried to solve their own problems, and it didn't seem to be doing the trick. And so usually what we'll do is people will call us out. Sometimes people want us to just come out and spray, but really what we need to do is go out and inspect the property first. We need to check the interior and the exterior and really know what pests are on that property. And so once we understand what pests are there and the biology, that kind of tells us why they're there in the first place. And so once we understand that, we have a better way of knowing what we need to do. But we also need to inspect the inside and outside and check overall for conducive conditions, and that could be, let's say your gutters aren't getting the water, far enough away from the house. You have, a tree branch overhanging, siding below grade. There's a lot of different things that can cause pest issues. So we really need to know all of those things to really address, the situation and really come up with a plan, of attack for that particular property. So it's not as simple as just going out and doing a treatment. There's a lot of steps involved, and inspection is probably the most important thing, rather than buying a gallon of product and just going around spraying. It's a spray. That's why they call it a spray and pray. That's exactly what you're doing. So.
Right. So are termites a problem in Iowa?
Yeah, termites, so there's about 3 to 4 colonies per acre here in Iowa, so it's a pretty common issue. And so we find them, when we go and inspect homes, normally about 1 in 10 homes will end up finding termites in. But just like pests, we're also looking for conducive conditions when we're dealing with termites. So if you have your siding below grade, you could have some sort of a moisture issue. So that's kind of what we're looking at first, or even wood piled up right next to the house. So we're looking around the perimeter generally first to kind of see what's going on there. And then but one thing that's kind of cool with our company is there's really only a few companies around that are able to use the newest technology, which is Centricon. Basically what that is it's a perimeter bait system that's about every 10 foot around the perimeter of the home, and the termites will run into these stations. The average, or a bigger size termite colony will have 5 miles of actual termite tunnels, which is a lot of little tiny movements. And so pretty quickly they're going to run into those bait systems and start feeding on the bait, and they're going to transfer that product throughout the colony pretty quickly. And it's a lot better for the environment. We don't have to pump hundreds of gallons of chemicals in the ground. And it's also won the President's Green Award. So we like to, the more ways that we can help the environment and create a better future for everyone, that's kind of what we're trying to do. So
do you deal mainly with wood destroying pests, or are there other pests that you treat?
Yeah, so we kind of do a little bit of everything. Really, just general pest control is kind of one of the biggest things that we get calls for. But we do get quite a few calls for the termites, carpenter ants, those sort of things.
Mm-hmm. So do you generally deal with one-time, more of a spot treatment, or do you recommend ongoing maintenance?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So, and it kind of goes back to the inspection, and that's why it's so important to be able to know what the conducive conditions are, to know what the pests are. If you have a house that leaves are always falling, or a lot of different things that are bringing pests up to the house. Or let's say you can't get the customer to trim back the bushes, things like that. That's going to create more pest pressure. And so if everything aligns just perfect and you're dealing with a pest that you can do a one-time treatment, we do many times we're doing a one-time treatment. But you really can't tell without being on the property and really doing inspection and seeing what really needs to be done, and then you can come up with a plan. So it's,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what kind of things does someone expect when they do a service contract with you?
Yeah, so what we do that's unique compared to all of the companies around us is we do include every residential service we do. It includes termite monitoring, rodent stations, so that'll help keep the pressure off of the house for rodents. Usually the rodents are gonna, especially now that it's getting cool out, they're gonna be moving up to the house and trying to gnaw on different areas and trying to make way into your home. So the rodent stations will help, keep the rodent pressure off in the first place. And then we also remove spider webs, wasp nests, and include a lot of different pests like indoor fleas, yellow jackets, roaches, a lot of different pests that other companies are going to charge you extra for.
So do you provide any warranties or guarantees when someone uses your services?
Yeah, so for like an ongoing type of a customer, if they ever do have any issues between services, we'll come back at no charge. We're mainly, we try to spend quite a bit of time and doing a proper inspection and treatment and taking care of all these conducive conditions from the get-go. That way people aren't going to have issues. But if they do have an issue between services, we never charge anything for that, and we're super happy to get back out there right away to make sure that we get all of our customers taken care of. So
and all in a little family-owned company.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yep.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah,
I, for one, am very appreciative for the pests that you deal with. So thanks for the information.
Thank you very much.